Act 4, Scene 1, The Merchant of Venice. I'll not be presenting this one with writing, nor I'm going to present the pages in this video, since it requires a kind of discussion. Act 4, Scene 1 is more than a comic scene. It constitutes the entire framework of Merchant of Venice. What we don't have in these scenes, the primary requirements of a comedy, like those characters, striking speeches, everything is there. Actually, it is the climax of the Merchant of Venice. We have Antonio, as usual, as he was in Act 1, Scene 1. The same personality with same bore outlook and attitude, and further, he has no intention to live further. Secondarily, we have Shylock, confident, very sure to take the pound of flesh from Antonio's chest, and his speeches. Oh, feels like a tragic hero speaking all these things. While he was making the statement that he would like to spend a huge amount to banish to kill a rat in his house, or he may not like a cat, or he may not like a bagpipes. Then he said, he does not like a cat, he doesn't like the bagpipe. He may wish to spend some millions of ducats to banish a rat, only because these are his wishes. Similarly, taking a flesh from Antonio's body is also a kind of wish of him, and no one can stop him from doing that. Actually, when he was asked to forgive Antonio and forget the bond, he replied that he said he will take the flesh because he is legally allowed to take that one. Further, in this very scene, we will find Bassanio requesting Shylock to forgive Antonio. And what was Shylock's reply? That will you allow a snake to bite you twice? When he lost everything, Shylock lost everything, lost the case against Antonio due to the courtesy to Portia's intelligence. Portia asked him to give all his property, all his wealth, whatever he has earned and saved. Then he said, if you are taking the pillars of my house, take my entire house. If you are taking all the means of my life, the money, property, then kindly take my life too. This is not an act of villainy. Instead, a kind of pity, sympathy, and kind of understanding will rise in our mind. This scene is a jewel in literature. Bassanio, as usual, will be good for nothing in this scene, except of praying, requesting Shylock throughout the scene. And Shylock would hardly pay any attention to his request. We have Portia here, a perfect fusion of beauty with brain, a perfect fusion or mixture of beauty and brain, and how beautifully she will take the case in another direction. How beautifully she will give shape to this drama. Really praiseworthy. Duke will find the Duke little bit partial while dealing this matter. He will be requesting Shylock to forgive Antonio, which I think should not be done from a person who holds such a position and does have such a standard. Graciano, an exception, he will be arguing with Shylock throughout the scene out of any fear. But to certain extent we'll see the vulgarity in his character as he has always been. Now, Nerissa as a helper of Portia, there is no special activities that we can notice here. The main theme of the scene is trial. But trial is not everything in this scene. Many other things, many subordinate things are attached to this very scene. Our prior intention, our prior activity for this scene is going to be we have to read each and every line. Number two, we have to relate these lines to the previous lines. Question may be asked, why did Shylock say so? Immediately you have to go back to Act 1, Scene 3 or other scenes where Shylock or Antonio or Bassanio or Portia are present. Subplot plays a very important role in this scene. The subplot that was between Jessica and Lorenzo, that is the reason behind Shylock's hostility. Shylock was obviously angry on Antonio. He would surely take revenge on him. But elopement of Jessica acted as a catalyst, and that infused a kind of hatred, extreme hatred in Shylock's mind, and the intensity of the revenge went higher and higher. Even Shylock rejected the wealth of the entire world in exchange of the pound of the flesh. So beautifully drafted, a masterpiece by Shakespeare. Literally, or frankly speaking, personally I prefer this scene more than any scenes written in any of the dramas of Shakespeare. Just after Julius Caesar, I may rank this one. That is a tragedy, that's not a comedy. And this particular scene where Shylock is going to be treated very harshly at the end, he will be punished instead of getting the reward. And this particular thing gives a kind of sentiment among the readers that Shylock should not have been treated in that way. He was forced to change his religion. So the tragic feeling comes here. That is why it's a tragic comedy. You will feel, or you may feel for Shylock. And if you feel, that's not wrong. Shylock is not a villain, as he has said. The villainy you taught me, he was taught to be a villain. If you stop a person from doing anything, any activity, if you do not allow a person to take part in social affairs and other things, what should be the outcome? Obviously, hostility. So, this scene is a very, very important one, and more than that, we ever listen to the word important, this is important, that is important. But we find those things important which are interesting. And if you believe me, I think this is very interesting. So, we'll go through the scene. Thank you.